Hello, Internetians! Wow, I didn't do the rasp with a growl. I'm tired. My name is Josh, aka Old Player, your coach of the New York Metagross. Welcome back to P4G Next Generation. We are 5-4, kicking ass on a we were kicking ass on a 4-game win streak, but we lost last week against Leaf Blade X. Some unfortunate things happened. Some misplays happened. Either way, we did end up losing. But however, we turn our attention to Tasmanian, Toxicroaks, and Coach Max Rapture. We are in a decent spot to potentially get a playoff spot, so we have got to give it our all. There's no team builder this week. I'm still really exhausted from having to record everything, so I might have one next week. I might not. I probably won't, just based on how everything happened. Is happening and happened. I also will have MLP videos coming out soon too, because I gotta get caught up on those, because they're all not recorded, because the computer was dead and I had to record, do some of them on mobile. There's also not going to be an IBL video this week, because my opponent, his internet is dead, so I didn't battle him yet, or probably won't for weeks. So anyway, that's what's going on, and woo! I just destroyed everything. That's back up. Okay, so we are facing off against, like I said, Tasmanian, Toxicroaks, and Coach Max Rapture. Go check him out in the description. And his team, real quick, because we don't have a team builder, we got to go over what we are bringing. We have, he has a Zapdos, a Toxapex, an Arcanine, a Metagross, a Comfey, a Piloswine, a Protein Bitch Nugget, a Serena, an Alakazam, a Turtonator, a Throw, and his Z Crystal is Fire MZ. So what I ended up bringing was a Sash Lead Tornadus Therian with Toxic, Taunt, Superpower, and U-Turn. So this has enough attack to the Oko, a Greninja, and it's max speed to outspeed Alakazam, and the rest is thrown into HP. So this is something that I throw around a lot. Basically, the way I see it is, I really expect him to lead Greninja just so he can U-turn out and on anything, because that sees my entire team, especially if he's Choice Scarf. And if he sees Tornadoes, he might just straight up attack it. And I live any hit because it's Focus Action. I can Superpower it and kill it. If he leads Zapdos, I can Toxic it. If he leads Arcanine, I can Toxic it. If he leads Toxapex, I can Taunt it. And if he leads Metagross, I can Taunt it. Or Toxic it. Or not Toxic it, but Superpower it. This set got thrown around a lot in my head. I also wanted to be careful of a Toxic Spikes Greninja, because Jacob, as always, we're actually fishing him next week, warned me about Toxic Spikes, but I was thinking Toxic Spikes Greninja, not Toxic Spikes, which will come into play later. So anyway, that's that. We have a Darmanitan, and I believe Darmanitan is Life Orb. I believe it is Adamant, maybe, but it is Flare Blitz, Fire Punch, Earthquake, and U-Turn. He has 3 fire resist on his entire draft. One is Arcanine, one is Toxapex, and one is that Bitch Nugget. All which I have super effective coverage for. And you have Momentum, so that's perfect. I have a Registeel, and Registeel is rocking out with the Chople Berry for a low kick Greninja, which is rocking Stealth Rock, Counter, Thunder Wave, and Seismic Toss. And then we have a Alolan Golem. So Alolan Golem is there to trap Metagross, because that's the only thing he has I can even slightly deal with Lele. And that is rocking Magnet Pull, of course. Max HP, so that I can take, with my Sugar Berry, a Meteor Mash into an Earthquake. It also has Wild Charge, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Volt Switch. And then an Outspeed and No Speed Metagross, which is really cool. We have Choice Scarf Lele. Very standard Psychic, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, and Moonblast. Lit as fuck. And then finally we have a Belly Drum Linoon with some HP investment, I think like 132 attack, and then max speed, because I was scared of a max speed Zapdos. Whew. But that has Belly Drum, Return, Extreme Speed, and Stomping Tantrum. Spoiler alert, so Return, I already know, doesn't get screwed up when you transfer a Pokemon. I went and started training up the Happiness and never finished it. And I also didn't save when I started training Happiness, which I didn't realize until I was already in battle. So, yay! So that's unfortunate. However, that's that. Let us get into the battle. As you can see, the 6 months he decided to bring. He does not bring Comfey, which came to my mock, which is very interesting to me. I've thought Comfey was almost guaranteed to come. Because without Comfey, he straight up loses to a taunt Hydreigon. Like, legitimately, Life Orb taunt Hydreigon basically 6-0s him. So, that was very interesting to me. He doesn't bring the Piloswine, which is whatever. Means his Metagross could be, is probably his Rocker, which I didn't think about. Spoiler alert again. And then he doesn't bring Serena, Turtonator, or Throw, none of which are really surprising. So anyway, I'm going to lead off with my Tornadus. It is my designated lead. It leads off well against everything on his team, except for the maybe Zapdos. Anyway, so we're going to lead off with Green Sleeves, the Tornadus Therian. And he leads off with Arcanine, actually, which is really interesting to me. I don't really switch into this well, because I'm not bringing Hydreigon. But I'm going to go for Toxic. Toxic in this thing is very good for Darmanitan. It means that he does not have reliable switch-ins to it, because even Toxapex is 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake. As you can see, he's going to reveal Toxic of his own, which is whatever. It means my Sash is basically always broken, which kind of sucks. However, it's not the end of the world. Here I think he'll switch out because I could go for Hurricane, and I could at least do a decent amount of damage. However, he's not afraid. I'm going to go for U-turn, and here I believe I'm going to go out into my Darmanitan, because it's the only thing that I have that's fire resist, and since I'm not intimidated, he is in range of Earthquake. So he's going to go for Morning Sun. Now he's not in range of Earthquake, trying to scout for the Hurricane, which makes sense. So here, I'm adamant, I'm Life Orb, I'm not intimidated, and this is an Earthquake, and this is going to hurt him like hell, except for the fact that he's Shaco Berry. So I'm going to go for Earthquake here, and it is going to do a massive amount of damage to this Arcanine. And he is going to go for the Bulldoze, which I'm going to take easily, because Darmanitan is bulky. Unfortunately, I'm now going to be slower than this Arcanine, and I'm going to get 2-hit KO'd by Bulldoze. So he's going to grab some more toxic damage, and I'm going to hard switch back out into my Tornadus, because he's either going for Morning Sun or he's going for another Bulldoze. Either way, I can come in with my Tornadus and just be in a good position no matter what. As he, in fact, is going to go for the Bulldoze. He is not going to heal up, and he is going to be in range of Superpower if he lives this, which he doesn't. So he's going to drop, which is very good for Darmanitan, letting go his Arcanine so early. So that's fun. So here he's going to go on to Zapdos. I take any hit. I have a little bit of HP. I take, actually I don't take Thunderbolt, I don't believe. However, my play is Toxic this thing. This thing is a very big annoyance for my team. And Toxic again just means it's whittled down and it's less easily able to handle my offensive threat. So, my other thought was he could be Choice Scarfed. He definitely could be Choice Scarfed. So my thought was clicking Taunt on the Toxapex switching. However, Toxic should always be my play right now, I feel. As he actually is going to be Scarfed, and he's going to go for U-turn. And he's going to U-turn now, and he's going to go out into Toxapex, predicting my Toxic, which is right. And I'm going to make probably a gigantic misplay. So here he comes, Toxapex. And I didn't think about Toxapex for some reason. If I did, I would have taunted this thing 100 times. However, I'm going to go for U-turn. And I'm going to make the big misplay of not taunting, because he is in fact going to go for, we're going to see Rocky Helmet. And he's going to go for Toxic Spikes. And I believe I go Registeel because I was afraid of a poison type move from on my Lele. But no, he just goes for those Toxic Spikes, which is very unfortunate. Here, I believe I go for a Stealth Rocks. It's very good for his team. Super tired. Yeah, I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks to help whittle down his team, especially that Zapdos. If I can get Linoon outside of Psychic Terrain, I might be able to belly jump up and win. So he's going to go for his own rocks. I didn't think about rocks. I thought about an Assault with Metagross, and I clicked counter, trying to get huge damage off. However, he's not going to stay anymore. He is going to go after Toxapex. So misplay number 2 on my part. on a game that very, very much matters for me getting into playoffs. So, he's going to take Stealth Rocks. Going to be at 87.5, and then I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. And do a little bit of damage. About 30%. So now I'm going to go for Thunder Wave. It's the only thing I can really status him with unless I try and somehow burn him, with like Flare Blitz or something. But I can't because I'm Sheer Force, so I have no other status I can hit him with. And Thunder Wave just potentially means he won't be able to make a move. So he's going to get back up to full with this Recover. And I, at this point, am confident that I'm going to go for Seismic Toss again. Never mind. I believe this next turn. I'm going to Seismic Toss him again, and see what he goes for. He goes for Scald, and at that point, I'm very sure he does not have a Poison-type move, which means I can go out into my Tapu Lele, and I can put some pressure on him, which is very nice. So I'm going to go out into said Tapu Lele, and I wanted to click Shadow Ball here really bad, but part of me was thinking he can take a hit, which I'm pretty sure he could, if he was invested right, especially since he recovers and gets back up to full. He can potentially take a hit. So, I believe anyway. So I'm going to go for Psychic. I wanted to click Shadow Ball so bad. And he's going to go into his Metagross, which is going to take the Stealth Rock and is going to take this Psychic. Oh my god, did I really go for Shadow Ball? Oh shit, go past me. Lit. I get like 45% off on that thing. Alright. Well, now I'm going to go out to a Alolan Golem, and I'm going to potentially finish this thing off or make sure that this thing can never switch into a Psychic move. Go past me. Woohoo! Didn't misplay. So I'm going to go into Sparky here, as I get that. And he goes for Iron Head, which is really nice, because it's weaker than Meteor Mash, which means I'm still potentially out of range for the Earthquake. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake on my own. He can't switch out because of my Magnet Pull. And I'm going to get a lot of damage off on this thing, and we're going to finally see his item, which is going to be Papa Berry, which is very, very not good. And he's going to go for Iron Head. However, due to Sparky being just so damn bulky, I'm going to be able to live that. I'm not going to live the next round of Toxic. However, I can go for Earthquake, and once again, he is now enraged of any Psychic move from my Lele. Which is perfect, because now he has no switch-ins to my Tapu Lele unless he predicts a Psychic move and goes into his Greninja. So anyway, Alolan Golem's going to die. Did its work. And here I believe I'm going to go out into my Tornadus Therian, and I'm going to pick this thing off with the Superpower. Could have gone into a lot of things, but I didn't want Lele taking damage. And honestly, Tornadus is the one thing I can let take damage. So I'm going to Superpower this, and it's going to die. And I believe he is going to bring in the one true bitch Nugget, which is going to be his Greninja. Is that his Greninja? That is, in fact, his Greninja. Protein Greninja. So, I'm going to sack my Tornadus off here. I'd like to see what he has. He reveals Ice Beam, which makes me think he's especially by his mix set, because he's going to want Low Kick for my Right Steel. What I was really fearing was either Life Orb or Scarf physical set with Rock Slide, Gunk Shot, Ice Punch, and either U-Turn or Waterfall. So, glad to not see that. He's also going to reveal Life Orb, which is perfect, because that means I can go to my Tapu Lele. Because he clicked Ice Beam, his Protean changed into an Ice type, and he's no longer Dark type. So I can go into Lele, and I can just click Psychic, and something will hit the ground. And it's actually looking really good for me. It's really looking good for me. He goes Toxicroaks because that's the smartest thing for him to do. He takes everything that's not a Psychic type move. However, because, like I said, Greninja was not a Dark type at that time, I can click Side Shock, and this Toxicroaks will go down. And basically every time Lele comes in on a Greninja that's not a Dark type, or his Zam with its Aspiration, I can just kill something. But yeah, so basically my way of thinking is, at this point, I can, with Lele and Linoon, I can break the sash of Alakazam with one, and then the other will sweep. That's very nice. My only play right now is to sack of my Darmanitan. His Zapdos Choice Scarf, his Greninja is very fast, and his Alakazam is also very fast. Nothing will be slower than this Darmanitan, so it's good to just sack it off. So he can go for Thunderbolt, he's going to kill me. And here I'm going to go out to my Linoon. And Psychic Terrain lost 2 more turns, so I'm in a very bad spot. If this was, this Psychic Terrain was not up, I'd win. I would definitely win right now. I'd Belly Drum up, because I love the Thunderbolt. I'd kill this. I'd kill what? I'd break the Sash of Alakazam. Then I'd go out to Lele and click Moonblast twice, and I'd win. So get it out, everyone who told me so. Lele / Lightning is a bad combo. I knew it was, and it's gonna bite me in the ass. Whoops. However, Extreme Speed and Return, the combination of those two could kill this thing if I didn't fuck up my return. And he's actually going to switch out as I click return, which I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have gone. I should have just fixed my happiness, because this return's going to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. I could have actually fixed this. If I had my happiness at max, I could have returned this, done a lot of damage, sacked off my Registeel. Psychic Terrain would have ended, and I could have gone back out to Lightning and Extreme Speed to this and killed it. And then if I crit Extreme Speed on the Zapdos, I might have had a chance to win. However, that's not the case. He's going to go for low kick and finish me off, or attempt to finish me off. However, Lightning is frail, or like light, so it doesn't take a lot from that. I'm going to pop my eye, pop a berry, and I'm going to get off another return for like 5 damage. I didn't think I'd live, so I just clicked return. And at this point, I feel like I'm just trying to preserve differential. I get a crit, which is nice, because that means he's going to die to 2 Life Orb recoils. However, it does not matter, because Zapdos is still going to end up finishing me off. He's going to low kick my Registeel. And as it's going to die, Chople Berry will not... Actually, I think Chople Berry will save me. And then on the next low kick, he's going to end up dying to Life Orb, which is very nice. At that point, Zapdos is faster than my entire team, and it will be able to pick everything off with Thunderbolt. Very good prep on his part, bringing Choice Scarf Zapdos. Again, very weird to me that he did not bring a Dark Resist outside of Greninja. However, it did very much work out for him. So, spoiler alert, we did lose. So Zapdos is going to get 2 kills here. So, real quick, if you're watching this and you've not watched other people's battles, or you don't want to be spoiled, you want to click off this video right now. I'm going to experience rate. It's going to do nothing. He's going to Thunderbolt, and then he's going to Thunderbolt my Lele, and I'm going to lose 2-0 to Max Raptor and the Tasmanian Toxicroaks. Good game to him. He prepped very well. However, from here on out, the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking about playoffs. If you do not want to know what other results are, click off this video. Click off of this video right now. So anyway, here's how it's gonna work. Where is it? There it is. At this point, let me see if I can remember everything. Number 1 seed is gonna be right now, going into week 11 with 1 week left. Here's the standings. Number 1 is Montreal Melodics and Matt. He, I believe he clinched first place, so he's guaranteed to first place. Number 2 is the Green Bay Pikachu, who we face next week. Number 3 is the Duford DeWatts and Leaf Blade. And number 4 is Tasmanian, Toxicroaks, and Coach Max Rapture. No one can catch up to any of those 4. Those 4 are locked for playoffs and are locked as the top 4, with being able to move around, with 2, 3, and 4 being able to move around based on how they win or lose. We're going to go to the end. Number 16, we have Chicago Black Flock, who is 0-9. Chicago Bewares, who is technically 1-8, but they still have 2 forfeits to be punched in. So after that, you have 4 teams at 3-6 with the Calgary Infernates, the Texas Tyrantrums, the California Castforms, and the Oregon Ducklets, and coaches Aaron, Nick, Alblitz, and Johnny, respectively. And then there is the middle. In the middle, there are 2 teams at 6-4 and 4 teams at 5-5. We are at the bottom of those 6 because of differential. The 3 5-5 teams are all +5 differential. At the top, you have AFC Wormadams and Coach Blue Rogue. Then you have Baltimore Oriolus and Choice CJ. And then you have Carolina Clefables, Charlotte Charizards, and Rotterdam Staraptors, coached by Panther, General Tar Heel, and Freelander, respectively. If we lose next week, we're basically out, almost guaranteed, unless we lose like 1-0 and everyone else loses like 4-0. If we win, we're in a decent spot. Playoffs are still within grasp. 2 out of the 6 of us will not make it. We need to win. Next week, we go against the Green Bay Pikachus and Coach Jacob, as always. Of all people for us to have to beat to make playoffs, it's going to be arguably one of the best in the format. So that's great. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you next week for that battle. Peace.